guys, welcome back to my channel. It is currently the evening time. Welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be taking you along and see how much we read on vacation. Also, I don't know if y'all can hear me because the pool fountains are going off behind me in the background, so I'm very sorry if you can hear that, but we are currently in Florida. It took a while to get here, but we're finally here, and I'm very excited to do this video for you guys. So as y'all saw, the first book that I am reading is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston, and I'm super excited. I am like page 121, so I gotten really far. I read that on the way here. It is actually so good. I've never read one of her books before, but I am loving the way this is like the writing with it is so good, and just the plot is like something so different and that I've never really heard of before. So I'm actually so excited to finish this. So in case you don't know what The 7-Year Slip is about, it is basically about this girl named Clementine, and she loses her aunt. She passed away, so she inherits her apartment, and her aunt always said it was magical and that like it has secrets, and then something ends up happening where she sees like a random man standing in her kitchen, and she just like doesn't really know what to do because he exists 7 years in the past and she exists 7 years in the future. So I love the concept of this book. A lot of the books that I have brung are mostly romance. I think I brought one thriller and one fantasy with me, but most of them are romance, and I'm gonna try to read those the most out of the rest of them. Hey guys, so it's been a little bit. I think it's like almost midnight. I'm currently on 154. I was trying to get to 200 before I go to sleep, but I'm gonna try my best, but I don't know if I can because today has been such just a long day of traveling. But my goal is to definitely finish this tomorrow. There hasn't been really much update since I last updated y'all, but basically she just lost touch with him after a certain day. The magic of the apartment kind of went away that day and he wasn't there, and so now he's like a famous chef that is trying to get published with her company, so they reconnect. So yeah, we'll keep y'all updated tomorrow, and good night. Hi guys. I don't know what time it is. Guys, so it's currently 6:55. Yeah, I haven't really given any updates today. This morning I honestly didn't wake up until like 10:30, and we went to the beach. I did read on the beach, and we have been like out in our backyard swimming. But I'm on page 242 of this book, and I think the last time I updated y'all, it was like last night. I am loving this book so much. Like, I love the characters. I love the concept of this. I did like drop my book, and actually there was like water, so I accidentally put it in water, so now it's like kind of damaged. That's the only downside really. Okay, so we finally get to the part where James / famous restaurant man, and she's trying to basically be his publisher. We finally find out that he does remember everything that happened. For him it was 7 years ago. For her it was right now, pretty much 7 years later. And so he actually remembers, and she was like, "Why did you not come for me?" And he was just like, "You wouldn't believe me if I would have told you." So it's understandable because I wouldn't have believed anybody that came up to me and said that. So, but I'm just like really excited with how this book's going, because like I get so giddy and everything after every time I'm reading something super happy in this book. I just get like super giddy. Alright, so I'm gonna go read some more and I will keep y'all posted. Hi everybody, it is currently 10 a.m. on Tuesday. I finished this last night. I have no words. It was so good. Like, I genuinely don't know how to explain it. Like, this book just like gave everything I wanted. I love it so much. So like, it's so hard for me to like want to go into a different book now because I feel like nothing's gonna live up to this. I did end up rating this at 5-star. I just love the whole thing. Like, I love the writing style. I loved the characters and their relationships with one another. Like, we see their, their friendships start to build, like, over the years. Like, especially with her and Drew and Fiona, like, they all, like, build their relationship together. And then she sees how close she is with James still, even after so long of being apart from each other and not really noticing each other as much. So I feel like this is like such a good read, and if you have not read this, please go read it because it is so good and it's like one of my all-time favorites. It's just, it gives everything it needs. One thing I also do really like about this book as well is the fact that they both believe in each other's dreams. So like, if they want to go after something, they're like, you need to do it. She likes to paint, so like he's all for her wanting to paint. And I think that's just like so beautiful, and it's like, it's so small of a detail, but it's like just so good of a detail also. I can tell the next book that I'm going to be reading next is Beach Read by Emily Henry. I did start this, I'm on chapter 2. I tried last year to read this book and could not for the life of me get into the storyline. I don't know if it was just because I was like in a reading slump at the time, or I wasn't in the mood to read that. Like, I genuinely don't know, but I could not get into the story of this last year. So I'm really hoping that this time will be the time that I can actually finish it and actually enjoy it. People have been raving about this book as being like one of their all-time favorites by Emily Henry. So I'm just like really hoping that it's good because I want to get on the Emily Henry train. I have not read anything by her. So I'm going to do that today, and I will keep y'all updated on how it goes. Hey guys, so I'm back with a little update of Beach Read. I am currently on page 109 and it's getting pretty good. I'm definitely more interested in the storyline this time than I was last year, so I'm thankful for that. I'm actually loving the main characters, Gus and January. They don't give off very big rivalry to like lovers right now, and I find that like, I don't know, I found that like really entertaining to just like read. So this book follows our main character named January, and she moves into her father's beach house after he passes away, and she is a writer of romance / women's fiction. And then we have our other character named Gus. He is the male character in the story, and he also writes as well, but he writes more like way different than romance. And so like, he was always like, why do you always write romance with happy endings and all this stuff? He's just not so much for happy endings. And so then they make a deal with one another that he will write a happy ending / rom-com romance while she writes what he writes. I do think it is a little different though that they are rivals and everything. They're able to like talk to each other about like personal things. I didn't really expect that, and like at the beginning whenever she talks to him about the personal reasons of why like she really can't write, or like she doesn't know what to write about, I feel like that's not what you see in a lot of like rivals to lover books. I think that that's something that very unique about that. So it's really good, and I'm just super excited to get more into this book, and hopefully I will actually get through it this time. I also did end up going to Target and Barnes & Noble. So I'm going to be giving you a little bit of a book haul of the things that I got. The first book I got, the only one I got at Target out of this haul, was a novel love story by Ashley Poston, which is the same author that wrote The 7-Year Slip. And I loved it so much that I just wanted to read more of her writing. I'm so excited to read this. Like, I genuinely don't know if it's going to live up to the hype that The 7-Year Slip did for me, because I went into that one with high expectations. So I feel like I'm going to go in really high with this one with high expectations. And I've heard that it's not as good as The 7-Year Slip and people don't like it as much. But yes, so this is the one I did get. And this is the one I actually currently like went out to look for. Like, this was the only one that I was going to get. So then I bought 2 more, and we're just not gonna talk about that. So the book that I got from Barnes & Noble is The Bodyguard by Catherine Senner. And I'm so excited to read something by this author because I've heard so much good things and I have not read one yet. And this one is like, I think, one of her more popular books. So basically this story follows a girl named Hannah and a guy named Jack. And Jack is like the more superstar famous guy. And Hannah is hired as his bodyguard to basically just protect him. And eventually his mom, Jack's mom, gets sick and he needs to go home. So Hannah has to pretend to be his girlfriend in order to keep like his secret hidden that he has a stalker. And so that's just basically the whole rundown, the summary of the book. But I think that sounds so good because it's nothing I've really read before with like a stalker vibe happening. The last book that I got at Barnes & Noble is The Love of My Afterlife by Christy Greenwood, and this is a new one that just came out super recently. I'm not really entirely sure when. The story is about a girl and she finds herself dying at one point. She ends up dying and going to the afterlife, and she meets a guy there and basically just falls for him, and then they take him back out of the afterlife because they made a mistake. So he returns to the regular world, to Earth, and she is determined to go after him and basically find him again in the real world. And so I just think that's like such a good concept because I've never really heard anything like that. I feel like it's gonna be such a great read anyway. Yeah, I'm super excited to read this, and that's basically all the updates that I have for y'all. I just want to give y'all a little book haul in this reading vlog. But yeah, I'm gonna keep it updated. I will continue reading. And hi guys, so it is currently Wednesday night. I think it's like 11, but I am currently on page 326 and I'm so close to finishing it. It's late for me right now because like we've done so much today, so I'm actually shocked that I got as much done as I did. I definitely like the aspect of where I am right now, where like all these things are being told about her father and like she's like learning about him, and that kind of whole aspect of like seeing who he truly is, I think is a really good part of this book. I love our main character, January. She's just like super out there and like she's funny. So I'm gonna see how this story plays out. I hope it's how I think it's going to end. And I will probably not update too much about this book after because I'm almost done already. But yeah, I'll give you all my final thoughts and rating after I finish. Hey guys, so it is the next morning and I did finish Beach Read last night.
So I'm gonna talk to y'all a little bit about it. So I did annotate this one as well, just a little bit, not as much as I did the 7-Year Slip. I did thoroughly enjoy this book. There were a couple times like in the beginning where I was just kind of like, I don't know if I like just wasn't paying attention or I don't know what was going on really, but I think that was just because I was just trying to get through it. I will say that also this book had my like emotions like everywhere, like it's like so many different emotions I felt during this whole entire book. But yeah, I genuinely think this book was such a good book. You get to figure out her dad's secrets and like what he hid from everyone. It's just kind of like a lot, but it's just so good in a way that like she writes it. So I gave Beach Read by Emily Henry a rating of 5 stars. There wasn't really anything like bad about this book. There wasn't anything that I, you know, hated or disliked. Like the writing style was good. Definitely different than what I've normally read. The plot was good. There was not really a time where I was like necessarily bored. I mean, there was times where it was kind of slow in the beginning, but I wasn't bored. Like I flew through it. It was just a whole different mix of emotions. Like it pulled on my heartstrings a bunch. So the book I picked to read next is By a Thread by Lucy Score. Now this is a bigger book. I'm not pushing myself to read it in like 2 days because I don't know if that's really possible for me right now. So I'm gonna attempt to obviously finish this before the trip is over. So today is Thursday. We go back home Sunday. So if I don't finish it on Saturday, that's okay because I have the whole trip Sunday. In the car back home. Hey guys, so it is currently the next morning. It is Friday at around 11. I read a little bit yesterday, but not too much. I got to chapter 21, which is page 150 exactly. So in this story, we follow Dominic and Allie. And basically Allie is, you know, working a ton of jobs to basically get by. And Dominic is a mean, grumpy man. Basically, he gets her fired at her pizza job, and his mom, the CEO of the company Label, and she basically just gives Allie a job. And then Dominic finds out and he's like really upset about it. Like, why would you give her a job here? Like, she's not qualified enough to work here. They're basically just rivalries or just going back and forth and just being mean to each other throughout the time they see each other while they're working. It's pretty interesting. I'm not like obviously like too far into it, but I'm excited to see what else happens in this. I think it's also cool because I don't think I've ever read a Grumpy Sunshine where the guy is grumpy, so it is kind of different to see the whole he's grumpy but she's not type of trope. So we'll see how much I get through today. I feel like I'm in this spot every time I update y'all. It's been a little bit. I think it's like around 9 o'clock. So I'm currently on 250. The things that is going on between them is kind of crazy. They're working together. They can't stand each other but want to be with each other. And I'm here for it. Hi guys, good morning. It is the next day and it's about 11 o'clock in the morning. So I did last night end up finishing By a Thread by Lucy Score. I loved it so much. Like, it gave me so much emotions and it was just everything I needed right now. It ended a great way, which I definitely enjoyed. I'm glad it wasn't like a super like sad ending or like one that you wouldn't necessarily enjoy. So my rating for this I'm gonna give is a 5-star. And basically every single book I think we read in this video was a 5-star. I'm just so glad I actually finished it last night because I got so far into it that I just didn't want to stop because it was too good. And I was like, I need to know how this ends. Just the whole thing of them working together and then, you know, them forming a relationship and then it showing their growth and the also a little bit of the negatives, but showing their amount of growth that they get later on after that negative. And I really do recommend this to anyone that likes romance or a grumpy boss. If you need a rec, this I would definitely highly recommend. So that was all the books that I read in this vlog for vacation. I hope y'all did enjoy because I loved making this video. I love, you know, reading on vacation and being able to take y'all along with me. So it was really great to do that. I'm happy I got to do that. So thank y'all so much for watching. If y'all have read any of these books, let me know what your thoughts are and if y'all liked them as much as I did. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video and I will see y'all next time. Bye.